Good morning, friends. I hope you are all doing well. Today, we are going to gather some ingredients from the garden and turn them into what I hope will be a very beautiful early dinner or late lunch. We're going to do a vegetable-rich turkey loaf, and we're going to do Ina Garten's fantastic green beans gremolata. And then for dessert, we can do something with blueberries, unless the robins have eaten all of my blueberries. So let's head outside and do some very local shopping. These are my Taverna French filet green beans. I think they will be great for Ina's green bean gremolata. And I need 1 pound of them, and hopefully I have enough. You guys, this is my favorite kind of shopping, where I don't have to drive anywhere. It feels wonderful to be able to grocery shop right in my very own garden, especially on a beautiful day like today. It is a beautiful day today. I think the temperature is only like in the mid-70s, and it's not humid. And while I'm here, I'm going to snap a couple of ribs of celery. There's one. Two. I think I can add the celery to the meatloaf mixture. Also, I need a good amount of parsley. I also need a carrot for the turkey loaf, and I'm hoping this carrot is big. Oh, please be big. It's big-ish. It will work. Here we go. This carrot's even nicer. Then I need from the upper garden an onion, and do I need something else up there? No, I think I just need an onion. Here is one of several onion patches in the upper garden. An onion right here, decent sized. There we have it. Let's get cooking. Actually, before we can start cooking, I need to get all of this produce washed up. So my veggies are all cleaned up. Just have to trim them a little. And then I need to grate the carrot for the turkey loaf. And I'm not going to peel the carrot because it was organically grown. Now, which holes do I want to use on this? Maybe I'll use these. I could have used the shredding disc on my food processor for this job, but I didn't feel like dragging my food processor out. Now I need to dice up my onions and chop my parsley and my celery. Although I think I'm going to save the celery ribs themselves to enjoy with some hummus pre-dinner or lunch. And I think I will just use the celery leaves in the turkey loaf. You are looking at a very fresh onion. Has a nice perfume, as onions go. celery leaves are just as wonderful as the celery ribs. Now, I need parsley for both the turkey loaf and the green beans gremolata. That's why I gathered a lot of parsley leaves. And I should mention that I will post a link to the recipes I'm following in the description below. I think all my chopping is done, so we can go ahead and assemble the turkey loaf. So I have my 9x5 pan here, which is greased, and my oven is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I need my big bowl and 2 pounds of ground turkey. And I am going to wear food prep gloves because making meatloaf is a messy business. So now we can add our carrot. The variety of carrot you saw me pull up is called Bolero. I bought the seeds from Johnny's Seeds. Most of them did not even germinate, but we won't go there. It's a touchy subject. Then we need about a cup worth of parsley. I'm going to use half parsley and half celery leaves, roughly. So I need to save a lot of this parsley for the gremolata. Salt and pepper. 2 large eggs, which I'm going to beat before I add them. In you go. Worcester, also known as What's It, or Worcestershire sauce, about a tablespoon. A cup of either fresh or dried breadcrumbs. About 3/4 of a cup of finely shredded extra sharp cheddar cheese. I shredded this early this morning. I thought my recipe called for onions here, but it doesn't. I'm going to add them anyway. Sorry, onions, you weren't actually required today. And we can mix everything together. It's a very colorful turkey loaf. Now, since we are having the turkey loaf and the green beans gremolata, I think dessert should be very light. So I'm going to do, well, I was planning to do maybe a blueberry and lemon cake, but I think that will be too heavy. So I think I will just do blueberries with ice cream and maybe some fresh mint. We can put the loaf in the pan. And again, I did grease this pan. Now we can ditch the gloves. And I want to spread the top with some tomato paste. This is the paste that you and I made together quite some time ago. It freezes beautifully. You could use ketchup here. I just like the concentrated flavor of the paste. And then we're going to gild this lily with 2 or 3 strips of bacon, because why not? I took this bacon out of my freezer and it is still very much frozen. I'm trying to peel the strips of bacon off without ripping them. Success. And this goes into the preheated oven until the internal temperature reaches 165 degrees Fahrenheit, which should take about 1 hour. I'm going to clean up a little, and then we can get started on the green beans. On to the green beans gremolata. And as I said earlier, this is one of Ina Garten's recipes. I've made it before, but it's been a while. So I need to blanch the green beans, which means plunge them in boiling water for 2 minutes, and then I have to transfer them to an ice water bath for 2 minutes. The goal here with blanching is to soften the green beans just enough so they are tender crisp, and then you plunge them into the ice water bath to stop the cooling and to retain the bright green color of the beans. The beans are in their ice water bath, and I see that one of the ingredients in the gremolata mixture is toasted pine nuts. I have raw organic pine nuts here from Tierra Farm, my favorite source for all things nuts. So I'm going to toast them just in a little skillet. I only need 2 tablespoons or so. I'm just going to toast them for maybe 1 or 2 minutes until they get some color on them. And let's see, we also need some garlic. I have garlic from the garden that you and I harvested 2 weeks ago, but it's curing. And I have some garlic paste here that I need to use up, so I will use that. And I need the zest from 2 lemons. So we can do that right now. And while I'm zesting these lemons, I wanted to thank you for watching this channel. I also want to thank you for your kind words when I told you that I may have sciatica, because I was having an issue with my hip, but I had a big workout yesterday with my trainer, and I think my hip is probably 50% better now. But I really appreciate your kind words, and I really appreciate your company. So in a small bowl, I'm going to add the equivalent of 2 garlic cloves that have been minced. Then I need the lemon zest, the parsley. That's about 3 tablespoons of parsley. 3 tablespoons of grated Parmesan. My tablespoons are generous tablespoons. And the pine nuts. We take a fork and just mix everything together. Well, my turkey loaf is still cooking, so my beans are blanched, my gremolata mixture is made, and just before serving time, I'm going to heat the beans in olive oil, and then I will top them with the gremolata mixture. And we will do that as soon as the meatloaf is finished baking. Now, before we do anything else, I need to run back out to the garden to fetch some blueberries. I'm not sure how many I will find. I have early, mid, and late season blueberries, and I think the early and the mid are available today. Good news, I found a decent amount of perfectly ripe blueberries out there. I'm very happy with my little harvest. Now I need to wash these. All right, the meatloaf is almost finished cooking. So now I want to continue with the green beans gremolata. So I want to blot them dry after they had their ice water bath. And then we're going to heat the beans in some olive oil to the stovetop. So I have my skillet over medium heat. Just going to add a glug of olive oil. Glug is just one of the many precise measurements I use. And in go the beans. And I want to add a little kosher salt and black pepper. So my aim here is to simply heat the beans through. I love how these French filet beans retain their bright green color. That's because we blanched them. And these are done. I'm going to arrange these sizzling beauties on a platter here. I cut up the lemon that we zested earlier just in case we want it for decoration. But now I need to exchange my fork for a spoon so we can sprinkle on the gremolata. I actually made some extra gremolata, so I can use this on pasta or just about any vegetable that I've sauteed. I'm going to check the temperature of the meatloaf. Oh, it smells just fantastic. Looks beautiful too. Now, I do need to let this cool for about 5 minutes, and then I will unmold it. Oh, this looks so pretty. And of course, my dog Avery is right over here because in front of me are two of her favorite things, poultry and bacon. Lisette, would you like to join me?
Yes, of course.
Ooh, good. Let's see. You know, I wish that I had cut the bacon and turned it this way. It'd be easier to slice, I think. Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Slice for Lisette, a slice for me, and Avery says, where's my slice? Green beans gremolata. So pretty. Let's put a piece of lemon on each plate. Just for looks. And let's head off to the porch. So let's tuck into this very gardeny late lunch, early dinner. First, the green beans gremolata. How can something so simple be so incredibly delicious?
This is amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Super fresh green beans.
Super fresh. And ideally, you would serve the green beans warm, but we're actually enjoying them at room temperature, and they are still absolutely wonderful. I love the lemon in here, and that bit of Parmesan cheese and the garlic, and I love that the green beans are not mushy.
I love the crunch of the pine nuts.
Oh, and the pine nuts. I totally forgot about that. The toasted pine nuts. Oh, fantastic. Now, have you tried the meatloaf yet?
Not
You're
yet.
about to. Okay, so let's try together. Wow. It is wow, wow, wow. Yes?
Wow. I'm speechless.
I'm not. So I'm glad I did put the onion in here, even though the recipe didn't call for it. I love that this turkey loaf is healthified by the fresh grated carrot and the onion and the fresh parsley and the fresh, what else did I put in here? It was celery leaves and the Worcester sauce, the sharp cheddar cheese too is in here.
I love the bacon. The touch of the bacon, tomato paste.
Right. The bacon, I think whenever I make meatloaf, I always add bacon because my mother always did that. And maybe she still does. I think bacon and meatloaf or turkey loaf or even chicken loaf work very well together. Thank you so much for joining us today as we harvested some of the produce from the garden and we turned it into this very, very lovely late lunch or early dinner. Now my ice cream is softening and ready for the blueberries, but you don't need to see us eat that because I'm sure you can imagine how wonderful that would be. And if you enjoyed today's video, I hope you will click the like button and subscribe. And also, please post a comment below because I love hearing from you. I will have another video for you on Sunday, and until then, please treat yourself very, very well. I can't wait to see you again. Bye for now, friends. Let's finish our dinner, or our late lunch.